Episode 1. The Frozen Beginning. The northern winds whisper through the pine forests of Frostholm, a peaceful village nestled between snow-capped mountains and crystalline fjords. For generations, the people of Frostholm have lived simple lives, fishing, crafting, and gathering around warm hearths to share stories. But 3 days ago, the sky tore open with purple lightning, and strange beings descended. Demons from another realm, with skin like volcanic glass and eyes that burn with alien fire. They took the village in a single night. Now, 5 unlikely heroes find themselves on the snowy road leading away from their captured home, each carrying their own reasons for fighting back, each bearing the weight of what they've lost. First, we meet Bjorn Ironfoot, a large man with a braided red beard that reaches his belt. At 43, Bjorn is the village blacksmith, a man more comfortable hammering horseshoes than swinging swords. His hands are scarred from years at the forge, and his back aches in the cold. Bjorn never wanted to be a hero. He wanted to finish the gate hinges for old Marta's fence, wanted to teach his apprentice the proper way to temper steel, wanted to grow old watching the northern lights with his wife, Helga. But Helga is still in Frostholm, trapped in her own bakery, which the demons have turned into some kind of feeding station. So Bjorn walks with his old father's warhammer strapped to his back, each step a prayer that he'll see her again. He's terrified if we're being honest, but he keeps walking anyway. Next comes Freya Snow Whisperer, a woman of 27 with silver blonde hair she keeps in a messy bun, always coming loose. She's the village herbalist and midwife, a woman who spends more time talking to plants than people. Some called her odd. Most called her kind. Freya has the gift of minor magic, nothing grand, just enough to encourage herbs to grow, to sense when storms approach, to ease a fever or calm a crying baby. She's dressed in layers of practical wool with pockets full of seeds, dried mushrooms, and small crystals she's collected from the mountain streams. She joined this quest not out of bravery, but because she knows the demons are corrupting the forest. She can feel it in her bones, in her connection to the land. The trees are screaming in their slow, ancient way, and she cannot simply let that continue. Also, her cat Mr. Whiskers is still in the village, and she's quite certain he's upset about missing his dinner. Then there's Sven, who insists on being called Sven the Bold, though no one obliges. He's 21, all nervous energy and genuine enthusiasm. Tall and gangly, with hair that never quite cooperates, Sven is a fisherman's son who's read every adventure book that ever passed through Frostholm. He's wanted to be a hero his entire life. He's practiced sword fighting with sticks, imagined grand quests, and bored his friends with strategies from ancient battles. Now that he's actually on a quest, he's discovering that real adventures involve a lot of walking, cold feet, and genuine mortal danger. He's absolutely terrified and also wouldn't be anywhere else. Sven carries his father's fishing spear, which he's tried to make look more heroic by tying some decorative leather strips to it. It hasn't worked. He also keeps a journal where he writes down everything that happens, hoping this story will be told for generations. Every few minutes, he stops to scribble something, then has to jog to catch up with the others. Astrid Ravensworn moves like winter itself, quiet, inevitable, and precise. At 35, she's been the village's best hunter for over a decade. She knows every trail in the mountains, every cave where bears den, every frozen lake where the ice is thick enough to cross. She's lean and weathered, with dark hair shot through with premature gray and eyes that miss nothing. She carries a bow made from mountain ash and wears practical furs that actually keep you warm, unlike the decorative armor Sven keeps sketching in his journal. Astrid doesn't talk much about why she's here. She doesn't talk much about anything, but everyone knows her younger brother, Thomas, was one of the first taken by the demons. He's only 14. That's enough reason for anyone. She leads the group not because she wants to, but because someone has to, and she's the only one who knows how to track and navigate. She's already accepted she might not survive this. She just wants to take some demons with her. Finally, there's Harald the Elder, who is quite possibly older than the mountains themselves, or at least claims to be after his third cup of mead. He's somewhere between 70 and ancient, with a white beard stained yellow from pipe smoke and eyes that twinkle with secrets and mischief. Harald is the village skald, the keeper of stories, the singer of songs, the one who remembers when winter lasted 3 years and when the old gods still walked among mortals. He knows herb lore and weather signs, bits of magic and scraps of ancient languages. Whether he's truly wise or just very good at sounding wise is a matter of debate. He carries a gnarled walking staff carved with runes, a pipe that never seems to go out, and a bag full of mysterious objects he claims will be useful later. He joined the quest because, in his words, "I'm too old to die in bed, and this seems more interesting." Also, the demons interrupted his afternoon nap, which he considers a personal offense. Together, these 5 walk the frozen road, an unlikely fellowship bound by loss, determination, and the slim hope that they might actually survive what comes next. The journey begins. The first hour of their journey is quiet. Snow falls in gentle sheets, muffling sound and covering their tracks almost as quickly as they make them. The world feels wrapped in wool, distant and dreamlike. Bjorn walks at the front with Astrid, his hammer bouncing against his back with each step. He's not used to this much walking. His feet hurt. He doesn't complain. "How far to the Whispering Caves?" he asks, his voice low. "Half a day," Astrid replies, scanning the tree line. "Maybe less if the weather holds." Behind them, Freya hums softly to herself, a lullaby her mother taught her. She stops occasionally to examine plants along the roadside, noting which ones are healthy and which ones bear the strange, oily residue the demons seem to leave on everything they touch. Sven walks beside her, journal out. "Do you think we'll fight a dragon?" he asks hopefully. "There are no dragons in Frostholm, Sven," Freya says gently, the way you'd explain something to an enthusiastic child. "But there could be. We never thought there'd be demons either." Harald chuckles from the back of the group, leaning heavily on his staff. The boy has a point, though I'd prefer to avoid dragons, personally. They're terrible conversationalists, very focused on gold and roasting people. Not much middle ground. The old man pauses to catch his breath, and Bjorn notices. They're all going to have to pace themselves. This won't be a quick sprint to heroism. It'll be a long, cold slog through the mountains, and they need everyone to make it. "Let's rest a moment," Bjorn suggests, trying to sound casual. "Check our supplies." Astrid gives him a knowing look but says nothing. They find a fallen log, brush off the snow, and sit. Freya passes around dried fish and hard cheese. "It's not much, but it's something." "Tell us a story, Harald," Sven says, eager as always. "About heroes who fought demons." Harald lights his pipe, takes a long draw, and exhales smoke that curls into strange shapes in the cold air. "Very well. Let me tell you about the Battle of Frozen Tears, when the warrior poet Ingrid Blackhand faced the Nightmare King. His voice carries them away from the cold, away from their fear, back to a time when heroes were larger than life and always victorious. No one mentions that most of those heroes died in the stories. That's not the part that matters right now." As they continue walking, the forest begins to change. Subtle at first, a tree with bark that looks almost melted, frozen mid-drip. A patch of snow that's faintly purple in the fading afternoon light. A bird call that sounds wrong, like something imitating a bird without quite understanding how. Astrid raises her hand, and they all stop. She kneels, examining tracks in the snow. Large tracks, too large, with too many toes. "Scouter," she says quietly. "One of the smaller demons. Passed through here this morning." Bjorn's grip tightens on his hammer. His mouth is suddenly dry. "This is real. This is actually real." Freya touches the nearest tree, and her face goes pale. The corruption is deeper here. The forest is confused. It doesn't know what these things are. "Can you heal it?" Sven asks. She shakes her head. "Not yet. Maybe not ever. This is beyond my training." She sounds small, uncertain. For the first time, they're all seeing the magnitude of what they're facing. Harald clears his throat. "The Whispering Caves aren't far now. There's something there we need. Something old. He won't say more, despite Sven's pestering. The old man has secrets, that's clear. Whether they're useful secrets remains to be seen. They move faster now, staying close together. The trees seem to lean in around them, their branches creaking in wind that doesn't quite sound natural. Shadows move between trunks. Might be nothing, might be something. Astrid has an arrow nocked, though not yet drawn. The sun is setting, painting the snow in shades of amber and rose. Beautiful and terrifying all at once. They need to reach the caves before full dark. No one wants to be caught in the open night, not with demons abroad. There, Astrid points. Ahead, the mountain rises steep and dark, and in its face, they can just make out the black mouth of a cave, surrounded by icicles like teeth. The Whispering Caves. Their first destination. Their first real test. The entrance to the caves exhales cold air that smells of stone and time and something else. Something chemical and wrong. The demon corruption has reached even here, this ancient place. They pause at the threshold. Astrid checks her arrows. Bjorn adjusts his grip on the hammer. Freya whispers a small prayer to the earth spirits. Sven is writing in his journal with trembling hands. Harald is utterly calm, as if he's simply arriving home after a long walk. I should mention, Harald says casually, that these caves are called the Whispering Caves because they whisper. Echoes of the past, mostly. Sometimes prophecies. Sometimes lies. The trick is telling which is which. And you're mentioning this now? Bjorn asks, incredulous. Well, you didn't ask earlier. Astrid lights a torch from her pack, and they enter. The cave swallows them immediately, darkness pressing in from all sides despite the torchlight. The walls are covered in ancient runes, carved by people whose names have been lost to time. Some of the runes glow faintly with pale blue light. And yes, there are whispers. Soft and sibilant, coming from everywhere and nowhere. Some sound like prayers. Some sound like warnings. Some sound like Freya's mother, which makes her stop walking entirely until Bjorn gently touches her shoulder. Not real, he says firmly. Keep moving. The tunnel slopes downward, deeper into the mountain. Side passages branch off into darkness, but Harald leads them with certainty, as if he's walked this path 1,000 times. Perhaps he has. He's old enough. After what feels like hours but is probably only minutes, they emerge into a vast chamber. Stalactites hang from the ceiling like stone icicles, and in the center of the chamber sits a pool of perfectly still water, glowing with that same pale blue light. The memory pool, Harald announces. One of the old places. Here, the water remembers everything it's ever reflected. The past, the future, the things that never were but might have been. Why are we here? Astrid asks, always practical. Because we need to see where the demons came from. We need to understand what we're fighting. Harald approaches the pool, gestures for them to join him. Look into the water. It will show you what you need to see. They gather around the pool's edge and look down. For a moment, there's only their own reflections, tired and scared and trying to be brave. Then the water ripples, though no one has touched it, and the vision begins. They see Frostholm as it was 3 days ago. Evening, peaceful, smoke rising from chimneys. Children playing in the snow. Bjorn sees Helga in their bakery, pulling bread from the oven, brushing flour from her apron. His heart clenches. Then the sky tears open. Not like a cloud parting, like reality itself being ripped apart. Purple lightning, and beyond it, a void full of shapes and movement and wrongness. Demons pour through, dozens of them, hundreds. They move too fast, their limbs bending at angles that hurt to watch. They don't kill anyone. That's almost worse. They're organized, efficient, herding people into buildings, sealing doors and windows with some kind of crystalline substance that hardens instantly. The village is taken in less than an hour. No battle, no resistance. Just sudden, overwhelming invasion. The vision shifts. They see inside one of the demons' minds, not because they want to, but because the pool shows them. The demon thinks in colors and sounds that have no names in any human language. But one thing is clear, Frostholm isn't the target. It's a foothold, a base. These demons are scouts for something larger, something that's coming. The vision shifts again. They see the demon leader, if you can call it that. Larger than the others, with crown-like protrusions of black crystal growing from its head. It stands in the village square, and the air around it shimmers with heat and wrongness. This is the boss they'll need to face eventually. But not yet. They're not ready. They need to grow stronger, gather allies, learn more. One more shift. They see another cave, deeper in the mountains, where an ancient runestone stands. Light pulses from it weakly, like a dying heartbeat. This is what the demons want. This is why they chose Frostholm. The runestone is a seal, holding back something worse. If the demons break it, the vision fades. They're back in the cave, staring at their own reflections in still water. No one speaks for a long moment. Finally, Sven breaks the silence. That was horrible. Yes, Harald agrees. But also necessary. Now we know. The demons aren't just invaders. They're opening the door for something else. We have to stop them before that door opens all the way. How? Bjorn asks, and he hates how defeated he sounds. We're 5 people. 5 ordinary people. What can we possibly do against that? Freya touches the water, and it ripples. We can try. That's all anyone can ever do. She looks up at them, her dreamy expression replaced by something harder, more determined. The forest is dying. The land is crying out. I have to at least try to help it. To help them. Astrid nods once, sharp and decisive. We go forward. We find that runestone. We learn what we can. And we take back our home. She looks at each of them in turn. Anyone want to turn back, now's the time. No one moves. Not even Sven, who looks like he might faint but stays standing anyway. Good, Astrid says. Then let's. A sound echoes through the cave. A chittering, clicking sound, like stones grinding together. Like something with too many legs, moving fast. Harald's eyes widen. I should mention, the caves have a guardian. They scramble back from the pool as the sound grows louder. Torch light catches movement in one of the side tunnels. Something large, something with too many joints, pulling itself forward with terrible speed. The guardian emerges into the chamber, and it's a nightmare made of stone and desperation. Picture a spider, if spiders were made of living rock and stood 8 feet tall. Its body is rough granite, worn smooth in places by centuries of movement. Its eyes are chunks of quartz that glow with inner light. And it's angry that these strangers have entered its domain, angry that they've looked into the pool without permission, angry that the world above has brought its chaos down into these ancient places. Spread out, Astrid shouts, already moving, already knocking an arrow. Don't let it corner us. They scatter. The guardian charges at Bjorn, the closest target. He barely gets his hammer up in time, blocking a strike from one of the creature's stone legs. The impact sends shockwaves up his arms, makes his teeth rattle. This thing hits harder than any hammer ever struck on any anvil. Astrid's arrow flies, strikes the guardian's side, and shatters. Of course. Stone. She switches tactics, looking for weak points. There, the joints where the legs connect to the body. Softer stone there, worn from movement. Joints, she calls out. Aim for the joints. Freya is already moving, pulling pouches from her pockets. She mixes ingredients with shaking hands, crushed fire crystal from the mountain streams, dried mushroom powder, a drop of pine oil. She whispers words her grandmother taught her, words older than Frostholm, older than memory. The mixture begins to glow. Sven is frozen, spear held in both hands, watching the battle unfold. This isn't like the books. In books, heroes always knew what to do. They were brave and skilled and never wanted to run away screaming. But Sven very much wants to run away screaming. His legs are locked, trembling, and he's absolutely furious with himself for being useless. Sven! Harald's voice cuts through his panic. The old man is beside him, somehow, though Sven didn't see him move. Fear is wisdom, boy. It tells you what matters. Now, what matters? Not dying. Sven manages. Good start. Also, Sven watches Bjorn barely dodge another strike, watches Astrid running out of arrows. Helping them. Helping my friends. There we are. Now, fishing spear. Water, stone guardian. What do you know about stone that I don't? And suddenly, Sven remembers. Remembers winter, when the docks freeze and have to be broken up so the boats can launch. Remembers his father teaching him about ice expansion, about how water gets into stone cracks and freezes and splits even the hardest granite. Water, he shouts. Stone breaks when water freezes in the cracks. Very good, Harald says, grinning. Now, I'll handle the water. You handle the spear. Harald slams his staff against the stone floor 3 times, and the memory pool explodes upward in a great gout of water, splashing across the chamber, drenching the guardian. The creature reels back, confused, dripping with ancient, glowing water. This is Sven's moment. He runs forward, terror and determination warring in his chest. The guardian is distracted by Bjorn, who's landed a solid hit on one of its legs. Sven can see the cracks now, the places where the stone is already weakened. He drives his spear into the largest crack and twists with all his strength. Freya throws her mixture. It hits the wet guardian and combusts with a soft wump of blue flame. Not hot enough to melt stone, but hot enough to flash boil water. The water in the guardian's cracks turns to steam, expands rapidly, and crack. One of the guardian's legs shatters. The creature topples, unbalanced, crashes into the stone floor with a sound like a rock slide. Astrid doesn't hesitate. She runs in close, drives 3 arrows deep into the exposed joint where the leg broke free. The guardian thrashes, tries to rise, but Bjorn is there with his hammer, bringing it down with all the strength of a man who's spent 20 years working the forge. The guardian's body cracks. Twice. And then it simply stops. The light fades from its quartz eyes. The ancient magic that animated it for centuries finally releases its hold. Silence falls in the chamber, broken only by their ragged breathing. Everyone alive? Astrid asks, already checking herself for injuries. Alive, Bjorn confirms, leaning on his hammer. He's shaking. They're all shaking. I'm great, Sven says, his voice too loud, too bright. He's also crying, just a little, but pretending he's not. We actually. You did well, boy, Harald says quietly. Fear is honest. Courage is choosing to act despite it. You chose well. Freya is kneeling beside the guardian's remains, touching the stone gently. It was just protecting its home, she says sadly. It didn't understand that we weren't the enemy. The demons did this, Astrid says, voice hard. They brought chaos. They made everything a threat. That's on them, not us. From the guardian's broken body, something gleams. Harald reaches in carefully and pulls out a fist-sized chunk of crystal, perfectly smooth, glowing with soft white light. The guardian's heart, he says with satisfaction. This will help us. Old magic, pure magic. Freya, you can use this to amplify your healing, your connection to the land. It will make you stronger. Freya takes the crystal reverently. She can feel it already, a warmth spreading through her hands, up her arms, settling somewhere deep in her chest. Her magic, which has always been small and gentle, suddenly feels larger. Not overwhelming, just more. Thank you, she whispers to the guardian's remains. I'll use this well. I promise. They rest for a few minutes, catching their breath, tending to bruises and minor cuts. Bjorn has a nasty scrape on his arm where a stone leg grazed him. Freya uses the crystal to heal it, and they all watch in amazement as the wound closes faster than it should, leaving only smooth skin behind. We're getting stronger, Sven says, writing furiously in his journal. This is how it works in the stories. Each challenge makes you stronger for the next one. Let's hope so, Bjorn says, because that was just a guardian. The demons will be worse. They gather their things and prepare to leave the caves. As they do, the whispers start again, but this time, they're clearer. Directions. Instructions. The whispers are thanking them for freeing the guardian from its eternal duty. They're pointing the way to the next step in the journey. Before they exit, Harald pauses at the memory pool one more time. He looks into its depths and sees something the others don't, a glimpse of what's to come. His expression doesn't change, but his grip on his staff tightens. "What did you see?" Astrid asks quietly. She doesn't miss much. "Possibilities," Harald says. "Just possibilities. Nothing is certain. Not yet." They emerge from the caves into twilight. The world is painted in shades of purple and deep blue, and the first stars are appearing overhead. They're all exhausted, running on adrenaline and determination. They make camp in a sheltered spot near the cave entrance, where they can see anyone approaching. Bjorn builds a fire with practiced efficiency. Freya makes tea from herbs in her pouches, and it's the best thing any of them have ever tasted, warm and soothing and tasting faintly of hope. They eat in comfortable silence, each processing what they've seen and done. Sven eventually breaks the quiet. "We actually won," he says, sounding amazed. "We fought a guardian made of living stone, and we won." "We survived," Astrid corrects. "That's different from winning." "It's close enough for now," Bjorn says. He's thinking about Helga, about the vision in the pool. She's still alive. They're all still alive. That means there's still hope. He has to believe that. Harald puffs on his pipe, staring into the fire. "Tomorrow, we head for the runestone. It's 3 days' travel through the high passes. The demons will be there. We'll have to be clever." "We'll manage," Freya says softly. She's cradling the guardian's heart crystal, and it pulses gently in time with her heartbeat. "We have to." They take turns keeping watch through the night. The stars wheel overhead, cold and distant and beautiful. Somewhere to the south, Frostholm waits, occupied and dark. Somewhere ahead, challenges await that will test them in ways they can't yet imagine. But tonight they rest. They've earned it. 5 ordinary people who took the first step on an extraordinary journey. A blacksmith who wants to see his wife again. An herbalist who speaks to plants. A fisherman's son who dreams of being brave. A hunter with ice in her veins and fire in her heart. An old storyteller with secrets older than the mountains. Together, they've taken back one ancient place from the corruption. Tomorrow, they'll take another step. And another, until they either save their home or die trying. The fire crackles. The stars shine. The heroes sleep, wrapped in furs and hope and the certain knowledge that nothing will ever be the same again. And in the morning, the adventure will continue.